and today I have my special friend, Hooper. Are you ready for the episode, Hooper?
Yeah, I am.
What are we cooking? No one told me.
Well, today I'm cooking with Mrs. Carlson. We are going to make some blueberry hand pies. Just a really easy hand pie. We're not going to make our own pie crust this time. I'm just going to show you how to put together this very, very quickly.
Here are the ingredients.
Okay, you could certainly do this with your own homemade pie crust, but we're kind of cheating today. So what we're going to do, pie crust comes in usually with 2 pie crusts per package.
Or you could just make your own. Doesn't have to. You don't need this.
Right.
You can make your own.
We're just showing you how to make a quick hand pie because we're making these in a blueberry pie day, so we're kind of crunched for a little time.
Oh yeah. Don't kiss things. Don't eat things.
Okay, so what you want to do is get your pie crust out of the fridge and let it sit for about 20 minutes, just so it comes closer to room temperature. For this one, because we're doing blueberry pies, we need about 1.75 cups of blueberries, fresh blueberries. If you only have frozen, this might change your consistency a little bit. I usually only use fresh blueberries for this. Okay, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch right to our blueberries. 6 tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's about half of a cup too.
I hope the Pistons draft LaMelo Ball.
Okay. All right, we're going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice to this. If you have a real lemon, you could use the lemon zest in there too. That would be delicious.
I took a sip of that juice once and I did not like that.
No, lemon juice is pretty tart. I'm also going to add a drop of lemon oil.
Yeah, just for some extra flavor.
Extra flavor. Okay, we're going to put 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and a big pinch of salt. So just take your 2 fingers, just a pinch.
Okay, so
Big pinch.
how do you make the crust exactly? How do you form the crust?
Okay, well first we want to stir this mixture up. There's not a lot of liquid in this. When our pies are cooking down, the juices from the blueberries will put a little bit more liquid within this, and that cornstarch will help it thicken up as it's baking. So you'll have a nice thick pie filling inside. Okay, so that's all you're looking for here. We'll set this aside. You also want to line a cookie sheet with some parchment paper. That's where we're going to put our pies. And you'll also want to turn your oven to 425 degrees. All right, so roll out both of your pie crusts. You can cut these into any shape you want. Do we want ours to kind of look like Pop-Tarts, right?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Sure.
Okay. If you want to roll these out even a little bit thinner, you can. I think we'll just leave ours the way that they are. Just going to cut them. Oh, let's say we'll cut it into about 6. So about 6 hand pies. Just do the same thing on each crust. One of these is going to be your top, and the other is going to be the bottom of your pie. So if we do these all the same, you'll have the same size pie. So take 6 of your cutouts and put them on your baking sheet. And then we need some milk and an egg, Rach. It's a crack an egg.
Eggs.
All right, so you get to crack an egg today.
Only one.
1 egg.
Come on, I can't open this thing.
Okay, so grab an egg.
Oh, see, this is new.
Okay, crack the egg in the bowl.
Oh, it's already broken a little bit.
That's all right.
And perfect.
What we're going to do is mix one.
Where do I put this?
Just put it in the sink. We're going to mix 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of milk in this bowl, and then whisk this up. You're going to
Wash my hands.
my basting brush, just kind of spread this over the bottom part of each of your pie crusts. And then all we're going to do is put a big scoop of our blueberry mixture on top of this. And put our other pie crust on top of it. After you have put your milk and egg mixture on the bottom of your pie crust here, going to take a scoop of your blueberry mixture, a pretty good sized scoop. We'll just divide this out. This should fit 6 pies. So divide this out in your 6 pies, and then we'll come back and put the tops on. Just leave it. So you've got your blueberries divided out onto the bottom part of your pie. Now you'll find the equal match to each part, and you might have to spread it out a little bit, but you want to seal in these blueberries. Okay, and I'll show you how to crimp those up. Once you get your pie crust sealing the blueberries, you'll take a fork and just pinch the edges together so that it's sealing those 2 pieces together, so your pie crust doesn't come, or your pie filling doesn't come seeping everywhere. Now keep in mind, some of this is going to leak out, just because that's what pies do. But luckily you've got parchment paper on your pan. I would use an edged pan for this so that it doesn't make a mess in your oven. One other thing you must make sure that you do as well is take a knife and make sure you're putting some slits in the top of this. You're creating little air pockets here so that your pie can vent. Okay? If you want to get fancy and roll this out and cut out some little shapes with a cookie cutter, you can certainly do that as well. But again, we're kind of pressed for time, so we're just going to make these pies like this. Your final step when you're done with putting the tops of each pie crust on is just to take your milk and egg mixture again and spread that over the top. That's going to help this brown up really nicely. Alright, so after you've done this, for each of your 6 pies, you're going to put it into an oven at 425 degrees and let this bake for about 15 minutes and then check it and make sure that it's not getting too brown. Alright, so after 15 minutes, we have pulled our pies out of the oven. They're just starting to brown up a little bit. If you want these a little bit darker, you could cook them for a couple more minutes, but we kind of like our pies a little doughy. Just check the bottom to make sure that it's browning up, but your pies are ready to go. Remember, you could fill these pies with any type of fruit filling that you would like. Strawberry would work really well with this particular filling. Thanks for joining us.